What's cracking, people? It's your man Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, representing high-level technicians operating globally and beyond. So listen, today I wanted to go over the profile of the ride or die. Now, this will all be for the purpose of establishing the roster of a select man. And I've alluded to this particular roster in multiple videos, including the Levels of the P podcast, the original Select Man's Roster podcast, and most recently the Threesome podcast. Now, I'm going to link all three podcasts down below so that you can refresh your memory regarding what the role the Ride or Die plays in a select man's roster and actually development. So in this particular short series, I'll probably do maybe 3 to 5 videos in this series. We're going to be breaking down what a select man's roster looks like and what role various women play in providing value in a select man's life. Now, I know a lot of men who are curious and have probably stumbled upon the select manosphere are wondering, with all of the red pill information out there and this whole entire movement and all of the knowledge being passed around and the data and the divorce rates and all of the different pitfalls that come with not having red pill awareness. Well, this is the next step. Once a man or young man becomes aware that all of these things exist as a component of the modern Western society, where do you go from there? Once you are awakened to the reality of the situation that you're in, once you're given the cold shower, so to speak, that a lot of uncles, a lot of older brothers, a lot of fathers, and a lot of granddads did not provide, at no fault of their own. Now, what do you do with this information as far as moving forward and actually building your system as a select man? Well, that's why you're here in the select manosphere. This is the next step forward beyond awareness, because awareness without motion is stagnation, and then you ultimately start to go backwards, or you look for alternatives that are just band-aids instead of handling the problem or the issue or the challenge of rebirth or the challenge of building your system as a select man head on and in an informed manner. So with that being said, let's get into the profile of the ride or die. So first of all, to understand what a ride or die represents to a select man, you have to think about that one person, that one young lady who you may have grown up with, you may have met in high school, you may have met in college or in your travels, that you just clicked. Everything was easy. Everything was simple. When you think about her octane grade, she could be anywhere between an 89 and 92 or even a 100. Now remember, the 100 octane has a shelf life. So that's only between the ages of 18 to 24, maybe 25. Beyond that age, a 100 octane transitions out of the 100 octane phase, and that's when she's in, trophy wife territory, or she may opt to move into corporate space or whatever. However, when you think about what a ride or die means to you, this is the chick that is the down chick. She is down for going to the movies. She is down for taking trips. She is down for having fun, exploring each other, but also exploring what a masculine presence is through you. And that's why there's this connection of the ride or die. Now, we have a lot of movies that portray ride or dies as, women who are sticking by a man's side no matter what. She's ready to be the Bonnie to his Clyde. She is ready to go on adventures. Now, some movies portray the extreme, and the graphics that I'm posting are that of the character Eric Killmonger in the movie Black Panther, and his ride or die was Linda. And she was there, she was intelligent, she knew his patterns, she knew his language, she was also his thang. So pulling off different heists was a form of foreplay for them. Now, minus the criminal activity, you see that a ride or die understands your rhythm, but the rhythm of your evolution. And what tends to happen in the real world with the ride or die is that she's going on her journey of exploration as well. And the difference between the ride or die and the conventional quote unquote partner, girlfriend, wife, or whatever is that the ride or die, she has her own relationship exploration with other men and other guys, and that's okay. You are both going on your journey of exploration and learning the ins and outs of both the female and the masculine presence within a relationship. You communicate openly. You discuss ideas openly and freely. You discuss your fears and your flaws and your faults. You do things in front of each other that you wouldn't do in front of other people, including a potential significant other or partner. And that's why the ride or die is unique, because she sees and observes when you fail, and she's not judging you for it. But what tends to happen is that in traditional circumstances, we're taught to wall off all of these things from women that we interact with. And that's where that famous mask comes into play. With the ride or die, there is no mask. So there is no circuit that separates the honest evaluation of each other when you both fuck up, when you both do something enjoyable, when you both have a success, and when you both experience failure. You have this space of open honesty and this space of allowable growth and evolution. And don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect thing. Nothing in life is perfect. But through the course of your relationship with each other, you could have periods of time where you don't talk to each other for a month, or you don't interact with each other for 3 months. These are the periods of times where one of you may be off pursuing a career or a love interest, or you may just be in a space where you don't have the energy to interact and exchange with each other. And that's okay, because you both understand the mission. And the mission is that which you, the select man, has charted. Because you've been honest with her about your aspirations. You've been honest with her and gotten her honest feedback about what course you're plotting. And that's why she ranks as second overall on your ultimate roster. I'm going to post that graphic really quick, because this is something that is going to be deeper. But beyond a select man's self-development, beyond his development and understanding of his environment, and beyond his expansion to be able to navigate his world, the select man's dynamic and interaction with women plays off of the central theme of rank, and where the relationship dynamic between certain women in his life, valuable women in his life, rank in his hierarchy. And this is a concept that is not explained in other spaces. That's because this is something that, quite frankly, only select men have the ability and the position and the mental and social bandwidth to carry across. You see, average men are concerned with just getting laid, and are concerned with how to approach, establish, and maintain and be successful in a traditional monogamous relationship, and kudos to them, and that's a great thing, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. However, in the select space, we know that there is more value in leveraging your energy, your abilities, your skill sets, your attractiveness, and your social acumen as you navigate the space of whatever mission you've determined and you've identified for yourself through this world. And no better way and no better element to leverage that space through is with the relationships that you have with your roster of women. And that is an unapologetic declaration. When I first started posting in the YouTube space, I made it very clear that I am the dark horse. I am an outlier. I am not the typical content creator that caters to a certain ideal within society. Not that there's anything wrong with that. However, the set of experiences and skills that I bring to this space, I want to be very clear about that. And what I bring to this space is a level of seduction, a level of self-development, a level of presenting your masculinity in a way that allows you to navigate successfully through the various spaces in life. I do not discount the value of social masters. I do not discount the value of financial masters, guys who understand the inner workings of economic power. That is why I was clear, and every single video or podcast that I post, I have a list of content creators who I feel contribute value to the select space. And I will continue to post that, because no one content creator in any space is everything for everybody. And the sooner that a content creator can acknowledge that and appreciate that and leverage that and support those content creators who they feel, as I do, I support those the content creators that I feel add tangible value to this space, specifically the select manosphere, or even if a person is not in this space, I still recommend this list of content creators, because they do add tangible value to any thinking man's journey and path to understanding. Now, with that being said, I am going to introduce a character that I like to call Ride or Die Rita. Now, this is for the Patreon side, because, as you know, on the Patreon side, that's where I get into the real sexual interaction between the feminine woman and the masculine man. So that'll about do it for this side of the breakdown of the profile of the Ride or Die. And as always, this is your man Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying stay sharp and mission focused. Later. Now, welcome to the Patreon portion of this podcast. Now, this is the season of the Stallion. And anyone familiar with the particular node descriptions of the size of the descriptions that we go through in this space, we've got the fox, the pit bull, and the stallion. Now, to let you know really quickly and easily if you are a stallion, be honest with yourself and grab